Hi guys, welcome back to Necessarily Tiffany. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning for yet another video, welcome back Necessarily family. As you can see, I am not in my living room, so this is not couch time. I'm in my bedroom actually. I was handling some Zeta business and I had some things on my mind that I've been writing down about things I've learned, and I wanted to share them with you today. So I'm going to start this by saying this is month 6 of being in quarantine. Marcus and I really don't go out much. Being in quarantine while grieving has been very hard for me. Just recently, this past month has just not been the best. I've been emotional. I've been sad. A lot of people close to me and a lot of people that I love have been experiencing loss. Not all from COVID, but loss. And it's been so hard for me to support them in the way that they probably would want to be supported, because I'm still dealing heavily in grief. But as I was journaling, I just wanted to share with you guys 5 things that I've learned while I've been grieving. I don't really talk about grieving much on my channel, but as you guys know, this past year and a half has just been straight grief, from, loss of things, loss of people. That's not even people passing away, people just leaving my life, and me just dealing. But I've been grieving in multiple different ways, and I just want to share with you guys what I've learned while I've been journaling and going through grief. So here they are. Number 1 is that there's no set path to healing. When I first started exploring my grief to work on healing myself, healing my heart, I thought that there was going to be some magic booklet that, like, hey, month 3, you'll feel this way. No one works towards healing the same. No one grieves the same. And I would oftentimes beat myself up because I felt like I was overexpressing emotion, oversharing a bit, maybe crying too much. And I had to come to the realization that it was okay. Like, I grieve the way I grieve because I'm me. No one else is me. I'm allowed to, have these feelings. And so I had to go through and talk to a therapist, talk to people in group counseling, in grief group, to really realize that no, 2 people grieve the same. And it is okay to grieve. It's okay to feel how I want to feel and feel how I need to feel. And so learning that, being empowered in that, has really shown me how to embrace my bad days. There are bad days. There are days I'm sad. Death anniversaries, birthdays. Even sometimes if it's a song, it's a movie, Noelle loves Frozen, and I saw the first Frozen with my sister in theaters, and I couldn't really watch Frozen 2 because it just makes me so sad how much Anna and Elsa love each other. And it hit me that there's no one on this earth that could love me like that again. And I was so overcome by watching this movie that I just stopped watching it. While Noelle's like watching it, singing all the songs, I'm like on the couch boo-hooing, like trying to hide my tears. But it's okay. It's okay, because as there's going to be low days, there's going to be days I feel fine. And I just have to keep, making my way through these days, giving myself grace to feel how I feel. The second thing I learned is that grief just doesn't go away. As you grieve the way you need to grieve, and you heal the way you need to heal, it just doesn't disappear, Although I wish the heartache and the pain and the late nights that you don't sleep, they don't happen and they just go away. It takes time. I wish they could just go away. I wish I could be the same Tiffany from December 2018. I'm not. But as the days go by, I try to slowly but surely find my new normal, as everybody's saying in these COVID times. And that really kind of pisses me off because I miss the old me. But I realize that as I'm learning to deal with grief and find healthy ways to cope, that I'm growing in a way. And I have to embrace that and know that as I am grieving, something in me is changing. And it's not always bad. I'm able to give myself a little more grace and to give out just a little more love too, because I now know how precious time is. The third thing I learned is to count your wins. I've taken so many losses for those who don't know what L's are. I've taken so many losses in this past year and a half. And some people would just look at that like, dang, girl, your life is terrible. But I've also had some amazing wins too. I have a husband who has stayed by me. He has stayed by me, and I am so thankful for that. I'm thankful for a daughter who is empathetic, who knows that if mommy's not having a good day, she just needs a hug. And sometimes she'll just go play by herself because she knows mommy just doesn't have it in her that day. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for the Say I Do opportunity. I'm grateful to have had literally the wedding of my dreams. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the people that have surrounded themselves by us just to love us and to love me in that moment and beyond. And a part of me wants to feel guilty that I had those things, that I've been able to experience amazing wins like that. But I had to stop and ask myself, why not me? Don't I deserve them too? Like, does everything have to be a constant loss while you're grieving? No, it doesn't. So taking the time to celebrate those wins have kept me going, because while I'm going through the storm or the test, God has still, thrown me a couple alley-oops with some blessings, and I'm grateful for them. I'm grateful beyond words. The fourth thing that I've learned is that it's okay not to be okay. I've spent a lot of time this past year and a half trying to help people feel comfortable in my situation. Let me explain. So people know my story or hear my story and they're like, gosh, you've been through a lot. That is a lot of loss. That's a lot to go through. Are you okay? And the average person don't want to hear, what's really going through my mind. Like, they just want to be comfortable in knowing that I'm okay, right? So that's like basically like when you ask somebody like, how's your day? Like, how are you? You expect someone to just say good. You don't expect someone to run down like every single issue they have, right? So that's how I feel. So I would typically be like, oh, I'm okay. No, since you asked now, I'm going to tell you the truth. If I'm not okay and if I'm not having a good day, I'm not going to tell you all my business. But if I'm not okay, I'll say it like, hey, no, I'm not okay. It'll be all right, or I'm not okay. I really don't want to talk about it. I'm okay with, I said okay like a million times, but I'm good with not having to explain too much, but I'm confident in telling people the truth about how I am. I'm not going to mask that anymore because it doesn't do me any good, and it doesn't do the person who's asking if I'm any good, because that could lead them into, how can I help you? And sometimes that how can I help you could lead to other blessings or some kind of relief of some kind. If I need help, if I need a resource, it could open the door for that. So closed mouths don't get fed is how I've always been taught. So if I'm not okay and there's maybe something they could offer, I'm going to have to say it. So for you, I feel like if people ask if you're okay and you're not okay, my suggestion is to tell the truth. You don't have to overshare or, tell your deepest, darkest secrets. But stop. I have to add a disclaimer. Before you start telling people your deepest, darkest secrets and feelings, it's always important to ask if they can handle what you're about to tell them. This is also one thing I realized. Everyone they don't have the mental capacity to handle heavy things at that moment you want to tell them. Give people respect and ask them if they can handle it. This is one thing I had to learn. I have friends who are dealing with heavy things also, and we can talk to each other, but out of respect, we ask each other if they can handle that at that time, because some things could just send you overboard emotionally. And it's important to have the respect for that person before you lay something super heavy on them, to ask. This is what I've learned. Again, something I've learned in this tidbit, this little jewel I'm dropping. If you want to be honest and tell someone you're not okay and go into the whole spiel of why you're not okay, ask them, open up, and, allow them to give you permission to put that heavy load on them. The fifth and final thing that I learned is that if you need to talk, talk. In this time, especially in quarantine, it's been so hard for me to fully say my feelings, if that makes sense. I can't fully put things into words. It's just feelings sometimes. And in the beginning, I wasn't going to therapy. I wasn't going to grief counseling at all. So I struggled with saying how I felt. I was in the house. I was in the house with Marcus. I was in the house with Noel. At the time, the weather was pretty bad. And I didn't want him to, worry about me too much. So I just would hold things in. I would hold how it could have been something simple that if I just said it, said it to him and just got that feeling out, I probably would have felt better. So I held things in until I just couldn't anymore. And all I could do was just cry, because I had so many feelings. But when I started therapy and I started attending grief group, I realized that there are people in the group that had words to sum up exactly how I was feeling, because they were experiencing grief as well. And in my talking, some of them felt the same way about what I was saying. Trying to write things down, just getting it out, just purging it, just in a journal, just purging, writing for pages and pages helped me. It really just kind of released some of the emotion that I had, and it made me feel so much better. Or even connecting, if I was down, connecting with my mom or my sibling, or just telling stories and laughing. It helped. Talking to my husband, it helps. Sharing, my fears or my sadness helps. And keeping it in and bottling up, it didn't help me at all. It was literally, I was ready to explode. And realizing getting these thoughts out, getting these feelings out has been so therapeutic for me. And even making this video now, before, as you guys know, if you look back at other videos, there were times that I absolutely would not talk about my grief. And there were some times I would get on a camera and I would just cry. I'm getting better. I'm getting better with being able to say how I feel. I have to write things down now and then just kind of go through my journal and circle the major points and then record them. But being able to get my thoughts out. And this is not only, getting my thoughts out is not only for me. This is definitely helpful for me, but it could be helpful for someone else. It could be helpful for someone like me a year ago who was in this place and didn't know how to feel or what I was feeling, because it was also new to me. So now that I've been in it, and I just hope one day this video could help someone else. If you feel like you have things to say and you're dealing with grief of any kind, a loss is a loss. Unfortunately, this past year, I've dealt with many types of losses, from loss of, a job with my contract, loss of family members, friends leaving, and just friendships ending. I dealt with a lot of loss, but being able to say these things and get the help and find the avenues to share my thoughts, and find ways to express my emotions has been super helpful. My suggestion is, if there's therapy, seek therapy, seek counseling. If you're dealing with grief of someone passing away, find a local grief group. They're not really meeting in person now. I hope not. Or if they're meeting socially distant, is it socially distanced? Socially distantly, whatever. You know what I'm saying? If they're meeting in person, make sure you're safe. 6 feet away, wear masks. But yeah, seek help. One thing I thought is that, you know, no therapy, no one could understand how I'm feeling. And like, I get in this group and find people who can just articulately, express exactly how I was feeling. Like they're saying my words. That's been helpful. Journal. And just find healthy ways to express your emotions. I wasn't doing it the best last year or the beginning of this year, but throughout the summer, finding healthy ways to express my sadness, it really helped me. It really changed me. It changed the way I parented. It changes the way I treat my husband in my marriage. It's definitely helped. I'm out of the bed more often than not. I'm able to do the things that I did before. And I pray I'm getting better. I still cry a lot. And going back into the winter season where it's getting dark again, it scares me. But I have my husband to keep me accountable. I have my therapist to keep me accountable, my friends in grief group to keep me accountable, and you guys keep me accountable. This channel keeps me accountable because I have to post. I ran away from it before because I was scared that if I talked about grief that you guys wouldn't support me. But you know, I can't necessarily be who I am if I'm lying. And I don't want to lie to you guys. Like, this is my life. This is what it is. It's shenanigans. But we're here. We're excited. I'm saying we, like, who else is here? I'm here. I'm excited to be open and honest with you guys. I've been working on more content, and I'm just doing the best I can. So guys, hold me accountable. If you see me not posted, send me a message. Let me know. Hold me accountable. But I love you guys. I just wanted to make a quick video. I know I need to post this week, so I wanted to post this week. Yeah, comment down below. Talk to me. I haven't talked to you guys in a while. All right, see you guys on the next video. Love you.